I was born in Windsor and raised in Harrow. We lived along Lake Erie, just outside of Colchester. Grew up with my mom, my dad, and my younger brother, Stephen. Had very loving parents who always were very supportive of everything that my brother and I did growing up. We were into taking art lessons. We were into just doing silly things like making movies in our backyard with our video camera, and we would make these goofy movies. But looking back at my childhood, I really see the start of me pursuing the arts was watching old cartoon shows and sitting in front of the television with a sketch pad and trying to draw that one frame, that one split-second frame of that character, you know, running along or whatever. There was a Batman animated series when I was a kid, and I would come home from school every day, and I would sit there and try and draw the characters. Batman's always had a special place in my life. I've loved all the different portrayals of the character throughout the years, the different cartoon shows, the different versions of the comic books. I love all the different artists who've worked on the book. The one that made the most impact on me was probably Jim Lee. Batman Hush was the book. I remember coming to Border City Comics and picking up the collected trade version of Batman Hush. And I looked at that artwork and I thought, I would love to do this. I would love to be a comic book artist one day and draw in this kind of a style. I had a teacher, my English teacher, his name was Mr. Werbinski. I was doodling in class. I should have been reading Shakespeare, and I was drawing this comic book page. And he came around and he picked it up off my desk, and I thought, oh no, I'm in trouble here. You know, he's gonna yell at me or whatever. Instead, he looks at me in the eye and he said, you know, you should really think about becoming a comic book artist. And that was kind of the moment when it all started to click. I started to look at what avenues I could practice and use the combination of my art skills with film. And I remember the guidance counselor saying, you should check out this program at St. Clair called the Digital Animation Program. And it was a fusing of the traditional hand-drawn animation mixed with the 3D animation. That really spoke to me. My experience at St. Clair College was excellent. I loved the 3 years that I was there. I had such great teachers. Rich Moy, who was our 2D animation teacher. Rose Boltman, she was our life drawing teacher and our second year animation teacher. Jim Rutherford, who was our 3D animation teacher, really kind of exposed me into a totally different realm of 3D animation in the computer. And Ron Kilbride, who was very influential in kind of leading me in the direction that I am today as well. In our third year of the course, we had to prepare 2 student films. My 2D animated film, it was about this knight who was going through these dark lava caverns, and there was a narrator, and the whole idea was that it's almost like a Dungeons and Dragons thing where there's a guy narrating what's going on in the story, but he keeps narrating more and more ridiculous things for this hero to fight, and eventually the hero fights the narrator in the end. My 3D animated film was a film about a Santa Claus wannabe called Billy Claus, who was like this homeless guy who breaks into your house and tries to, you know, steal your cookies and everything like that. And it was done to a song. I sang a song and I animated it to the music. Good memories, but lots of hard work. That year taught me discipline unlike anything I ever had been taught before. Our teachers used to tell us to treat that year like as if we were working in a real studio, and if we didn't get our films done, if we didn't hit deadline, we would be fired. Because that's how it is in the real world. From graduation, I had an interesting journey from that point on. I felt that there was another step I wanted to take in my journey. I had always wanted to actually attend a Bible college. And so I felt that I needed to forget the art for a while and to pursue that goal. It was there that the dream of becoming a comic book artist actually sparked again, which is an odd place, but I feel that because I was faithful in giving up my dream essentially to go to a Bible college, I believe I gave my talents to God, and God then allowed me to pursue those dreams and open the doors, like just flinging them open. The biggest thing for me was leaving there and going to Apprentice with David Finch. He took a look at my portfolio, invited me down to study under him. So he felt that I had some talent and he felt that I could maybe make my way in the industry. So we worked up a portfolio, and a couple weeks later, DC had given me my first project, an issue of Batman Superman number 70. But my major big break, I think, came when David Finch himself, who was working on a series called Batman the Dark Knight, he couldn't complete 2 of the issues. He called me up and said, "Jay, do you want to do these 2 issues? They're all yours if you want it." And I jumped at it and I took that chance and I did those 2 issues. And within even just a week of drawing that book, DC had already offered me a 2-year contract with them. That was it. I felt like I finally made it, maybe at that point. Never in a million years would have ever thought I would work on a title like that. Never. You don't walk into the comic book industry and in 2 years you're working on DC's biggest character. You just don't. To be honest, my wife isn't into comic books. She's not. She's not into them. She reads Archie. But I'm kind of glad I don't have to talk about comic books 24/7 with her. I remember discussing with her very, very early on what my dreams were. And I told her, I said, I want to be a comic book artist. And jokingly, I said, I may never make any money at this. So if you want out of this now, this is your escape clause. You can get out. She stuck with me. And, even in the times when I wasn't getting work, she was always there. She's an amazing woman, and I don't think I could do this job without her, honestly. I believe that St. Clair College offers students everything and anything that they really want to chase after. It's up to the student. They're being equipped with everything they need. It's up to them to then take it to that extra level, to find that extra bit of drive and determination to get them to that next level. And I believe St. Clair, the traditional animation program, I believe that it will put a student on the right track to make their career goals a reality. I hope that I can inspire that next generation of artists who are coming out of St. Clair to do great things as well.